but we'll just quickly revise श्लोक 3. ऋषिक श्याम प्रभु जी आप पढ़ेंगे?
हाँ. कस्मिन् युगे प्रवृत्तेयं स्थाने वा केन हेतुना कुतः संचोदितः कृष्ण कृतवान् संहितां मुनिः. In what period and at what place was this first begun, and why was this taken up? From where did Krishna Dvayapayana Vyasa, the great sage, get the inspiration to compile this literature?
Right. So this question is being asked, like in what period, kasmin yuge, pravateyam stane, like at what place, va ken hetuna, why was this taken up, kutah sachodit krishna kritvan sahitam muni hai, from where did Krishna, Dvayapayana Vyas ji, the great sage, got this inspiration? So those questions are being asked. And who is asking this question?
The sages.
Sages, right? The head of the sage. Who is the chief head pretty much among the sages?
Sudji.
No. So Sonak Muni.
Sonka Muni.
Right?
Sonka Muni.
Sonka Muni is asking Sujit Goswamiji Maharaj, like, tell us about all this. Like, what happened, why this happened, who wrote it, and all that, right? So let's continue. Okay.
तस्यो पुत्रो महायोगी समदृढ़ निर्विकल्पका एकांतमति तिरुनेन्द्रो गुणो मूड इव्यते. His Vyasadev's son was a great devotee, an equibalanced monist whose mind was always concentrated in monism. He was transcendental to mundane activities, but being unexposed, he appeared like an ignorant person.
Right. And whom are we talking about here? His son was a great devotee. Who is that?
Sukadev.
Sukadeva Swami.
Sukdev Swamiji, right? So Vyasadevji's son, Sukadevji Goswami. And it's being said that he was transcendental to mundane activities. So he was always transcendental. And, right? So that's being said about Sukadevji and Goswamiji Maharaj. Anilji?
Hanji. Drashtavan yantam mrishimam tam jampyan nagnam devyo hriya pardardhanam sutasya chitram tadvikshya prakshati muno jagadustabhasiti stri pumbhidana tu sutasya divi vivikte drashteh. While Sri Vyasadeva was following his son, beautiful young damsels who were bathing naked covered their bodies with cloth, although Sri Vyasadeva himself was not naked. But they had not done so when his son had passed. The sage inquired about this, and the young ladies replied that his son was purified, and when looking at them, made no distinction between male and female. But the sage made such distinctions.
Right, so this is being described about Sukdev Goswamiji Maharaj. Sukdev Goswamiji Maharaj was so purified, as we saw in the previous slope, like totally transcendental, right? So he is beyond this bodily thing or even Sukshamcha. He's like totally transcendental and totally spiritual, so much as even more than Vyasadevji, who is the incarnation of Lord himself. But Sukdev Goswamiji was like purely transcendental, is what is being said here. Right? Ravi?
कथा कथमा लक्षित पूरे संप्राप्त पूर्जांगलांग उन्मत्त पूजक ड विचरचन गज सहाये. How was he, Sri Sukadeva, the son of Vyasa, recognized by the citizen when he entered the city of Hastinapur, now Delhi, after wandering in the province of Kuru and Jangla, appearing like a Madame Dum and retarded. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So, like, what is being said about, like, so Sukdev Goswami Ji Maharaj, he was like the highest devotee and totally transcendental, but because he was not exposing himself to the world, he appeared like a madman. So what Sonak Rishi is asking Sud Goswami Ji is like, how was he recognized by the citizens? Like, how people recognized him? You know? Ajay?
Sure. कथम वा पांडवेयस्य राजर्षि मुनिना सह संवादः संभूतात्र यत्रैषा सात्वती श्रुतिः. How did it so happen that King Parikshit met the great sage, making it possible for this great transcendental essence of the Vedas, Bhagavatam, to be sung to him? Hare Krishna.
Like another question, the question after question by Shanak Muni. Like, what happened? How did King Parikshit meet this great sage, Sukdev Goswami Ji? Right? And then Bhagavatam was sung to him. Leena ji?
स गोदोहन मात्रम हे गृहेषु गृहमेधिनाम अवेक्षते महाभागस्तीर्थेर कुर्वम सदा श्रमम. He, Sukadev Goswami, was accustomed to stay at the door of a householder only long enough for a cow to be milked, and he did this just to sanctify the residence. Hare Krishna.
So such saints, whenever they come to any residence, they can only sanctify it, glorify it. And Sukdev Swamiji used to stay only for a little while. Abhimanyu sutam sute rahur bhavatotam mamam tasya janma mahacharyam karmani cha grinihana. Shyam, will you read the translation?
It is said that Maharaja Parikshit is a great first-class devotee of the Lord and that his birth and activities are all wonderful. Please tell us about him.
So please tell us about Parikshit Ji Maharaj. And Parikshit Ji Maharaj is son of whom? Whose son is Parikshit Ji Maharaj? Oh, no?
Krishna.
Read the shlok. Abhimanyu Sutam, right? Abhimanyu Sutam is Maharaja Parikshit.
Yeah.
And who is the mother of Maharaja Parikshit?
What's her name? Abhimanyu's wife.
Subhadra.
Uttara, not Subhadra.
That is Abhimanyu's wife. So, the Arjun's wife. So, Abhimanyu's wife, Uttara. And there's a, I don't know if you, and there's a whole story about how Parikshit Ji Maharaj was saved by Lord Krishna. Okay? When Ashwathama fires a Brahmastra, so no one can escape Brahmastra. So during the Mahabharata Yuddha, Ashwathama fires a Brahmastra which hits Uttara's, because she was pregnant at that time, hits her. And then, of course, it's all Krishna Leela, he saves Maharaja Parikshit. So that is Maharaja Parikshit. So he is Abhimanyu Sutam. So Maharaja Parikshit, and so obviously, he was saved by Lord Krishna and he was a first class devotee of the Lord. So tell us all about Maharaja Parikshit. Please tell us. Okay. Rishiksham Prabhu.
Prabhuji. सम्राट कस्य वा हेतुः पाण्डूनां मानवर्धनः प्रायोपविष्टो गंगायाम् आनदृत्याधिराट श्रियम्. He was a great emperor and possessed all the opulences of his acquired kingdom. He was so exalted that he would increase the prestige of the Pandu dynasty. Why did he give up everything to sit down on the bank of the Ganges and fast until death?
Right. So that's a question. Sonak Mushi is asking Sud Goswami Maharaj for all of us, right, in Kali Yuga, asking like Parikshit Ji Maharaj, Pandu dynasty, he was the Samrat of the whole world across all the oceans. Why anyone on the earth, like being a king like him, he'd give up everything and fast until death on the river of the Ganges, right? Please chime in or question or suggest anything, any comments, anytime. So this Namanti atpad niket matmanah Shivaya hani dhanani shatravah Katham savira sriyamagam dustatejam Yuvestostistru maho sahasubhiha. So he was such a great emperor that all his enemies would come and bow down at his feet and surrender all their wealth for their own benefit. He was full of youth and strength, and he possessed kingly opulences that were difficult to give up. Why did he want to give up everything, including his life? Whom are they saying this about? Who is giving up everything?
So Parikshit Maharaj, right?
Parikshit Maharaj, right? Mukesh?
शिवाय लोकस्य भवाय भूतये यह उत्तम श्लोक परायण जनः जीवन्ति नात्मा अर्थमसो परायक्षम मुमोच निर्विद कुतः कलेवरम. Those who are devoted to the cause or personality of Godhead live only for the welfare, development, and happiness of others. They do not live for any selfish interest. So even though the Emperor Parikshit was free from all attachment to worldly possessions, how could he give up his mortal body, which was the shelter for others?
Right. Another interesting question, right? So first of all, they are saying that those who are devoted to the personality of Godhead, they live only for people's welfare, not for themselves. So they are doing all this for the people. And that's what Emperor Parikshit is doing so, right? So which means he was free from all the attachment to worldly possession. Right? In today's world, we can see like people are not free, even the kings and all the presidents and everyone, right? But the question is, even though he was such a great devotee and he was living for others, why is he trying to give up that body? Right, Ajay?
Tatsarvam na samachaksha pushto yadih kinjan manye tva vishaye vacham snat manyatra chandrasat. We know that you are the expert in the meaning of all subjects except some portions of the Vedas, and thus you can clearly explain the answers to all questions we have put you.
Right. So we know that you are the expert in the all subjects. Who is that? Who is expert in all the subjects?
Sudji Maharaj.
Right? Sud Goswami Ji Maharaj. Shonak Muni is on behalf of all the rishis, he is telling Sud Goswami Ji that you are the expert in all the subjects. And what the subjects means here? All the Vedas, the Purans, the transcendental knowledge and all that. Right? So that is why they are asking Sud Goswami Ji Maharaj to answer all the questions. Reena ji?
श्रुतवाच द्वापरे समानुप्राप्ते तृतीये युगपर्यये जातः पराशराद्योगी वास्तव्याम कलया हरे. Suta Goswami said, when the second millennium overlapped the third, the great sage Vyasadeva was born to Parashar in the womb of Satyavati, the daughter of Vasu.
Nice, thank you. So now Sud Goswami Ji is replying to Shonak Muni and all the rishis that what happened was second millennium overlapped the third. What does that mean?
Treta,
Yug
when
changed.
Treta and Dwapar.
Dwapar and Treta.
Correct. So Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga, they overlap. It happens sometimes. But when that happened, what happened? Was the Vyasadeva Ji
Born.
was born. And they were born to Parasar Muni and Satyavati Mataji. Yeah, daughter of Vasu. So tomorrow I am going to ask, Vyasadeva Ji was born to whom? Parasar Muni and Satyavati. So note it down. Right, nice. So that's how the Vyasji appeared. Se kadachit sarasvatya upasprashya jalam suchi vivikta veka asine udite ravi mandale. Shivam?
Once upon a time, he, Vyasadeva, as his sun rose, took his morning ablution in the waters of Saraswati and sat alone to concentrate.
To concentrate. Yeah, waters of Saraswati. Sarasvatya पृष्ठ पे जलम शुचि है. So व्यासदेव जी एक जगह सरस्वती के किनारे बैठ के एकांत में ध्यान लगाने लगे. अनिल जी?
परावरज्ञः सरषि कालेना व्यक्तरंहसा युगधर्म व्यक्तिकरम प्राप्तम भुवि युगे युगे. The great sage Vyasadeva saw anomalies in the duties of the millennium. This happens on the earth in different ages due to the unseen force of time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And Vyasadeva ji in his meditation, what is he seeing? Anomalies in the duties of the millennium. So as the yugos are changing, someday Kali Yuga will happen, and he is seeing all the anomalies which are going to happen on the earth. Yeah. I mean, see, we can, in today's world, we can probably, at least there's some weather forecast. We know how the weather is going to be tomorrow. Not accurately, but to some extent. But nobody knows what someone is going to do tomorrow, right? Like some president, some prime minister, somebody, even we ourselves, we don't know what are we going to do tomorrow, right? But Vyasadeva ji, who is the incarnation of Lord, he can see ages ahead, he can see in the whole Dwapar Yuga, he can see in the Kali Yuga what's going to happen. Let's do one more shlok. शिक्षाम प्रभु जी आप पढ़ेंगे.
भौतिकानां च भावानां शक्तिह्रासं च तत्कृतम् अश्रद्धानानि हि सत्त्वादुमेधान् ऋषिः तायुषः दुर्भागांश जनानां वीक्ष्य मुनिर्दिव्येन चक्षुषः सर्ववर्णाश्रमाणाम् आश्रमाणां यद्यौः हितम् उद्योतकः.
Shivam, do you want to read translation?
Yeah. The great sage, who was fully equipped in knowledge, could see through his transcendental vision the deterioration of everything material due to the influence of the age. He can also see that the faithless people in general would be reduced in duration of life and would be impatient due to lack of goodness. Thus he contemplated for the welfare of men in all statuses and orders of life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So even if the people are going to be faithless and all that, still Vyasadeva ji wants to do welfare for everyone. Okay, and here it's being said that deterioration of everything material due to influence of the age. Does anyone remember what is the general age of people in Satyug?
10,000.
10,000 years.
10,000.
100,000, right? Satyug.
100,000, yeah.
Satyug is 100,000.
Oh, 100,000 years.
Right. Then we have Treta Yug,
10,000 Treta.
10,000. Dwapar Yug, the average age was 1,000 years. And the Kali Yug, supposed to be 100 years, but it continuously deteriorates, right? So I think we can end here. We have 4 more minutes. Comments? Anyone? Hope everybody is learning a lot, right? At least we are learning, we are reading together. Everyone is enjoying. Yeah. So as we were continuing yesterday, Chaurashtka is what is sung in Purushottam Mass. And we did half of it yesterday. And then let's do the other half today. Yeah. So
छीनत्सि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् मनमानसे तामस राशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये स्वचोर्य दोषोचितं एव दण्डम् कारागृहे वत्सहृदयमदीये मद्भक्तिपास्त्रिडबन्धनिश्चलः सन् कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटि शतान्तरेऽपि सर्वस्य चोर हृदया नहि मोचयामि व्रजे प्रसीद